Hello students. Today we are going to start with a new topic, and this topic is Goodwill. I am very sure you have heard about this name Goodwill. When? Where? In class 11. In class 11, when you all were doing accounting terms, you came across some of the intangible assets. Okay, what are intangible assets? Intangible assets are those which we cannot see, which we cannot touch, we cannot feel, but still it has value. So Goodwill is an intangible asset. Goodwill is an intangible asset. But how can we value it? I can value furniture. I can value land. I can value building because these are fixed assets which are tangible assets. I can value them because they come with a price tag. Goodwill? How can I value goodwill which doesn't have any price tag? This is what we are going to discuss in the chapter Goodwill, that is nature and its valuation we are going to see. In the year 2023 and 24, a question on goodwill had come for only MCQ, 1 marker. But in the year 25 and 26, this has come for 3 marks. So now I think the importance of this chapter is increasing day by day, year by year, not day by day, year by year. But of course, this chapter is important. Goodwill is important. We can value furniture, we can value other fixed assets or tangible assets, but valuing intangible assets is something very different. This accounting will be very different and you are going to enjoy it. When we say goodwill, it is a kind of a reputation. It is what? It is a reputation. Now, any company which has a good reputation, we say it has a good value. Any company which has a brand name, we call it has a goodwill, right? Suppose I have enough of money, I can buy either a normal phone or I can buy iPhone. But the normal phone has the same features which an iPhone has. What do you think? Which one will I buy? If money is given to me, I will definitely buy iPhone. Why iPhone when the same features are there in the other mobile also? Because it has a name. iPhone has a name because of its quality, its brand. I am willing to pay that extra money also to buy that product. So in a way, you pay that extra amount to buy that product because it has a goodwill. The company earns this extra money because of its goodwill. The company earns this extra money because of the goodwill it has in the market. If I want to buy any cake, right? There is a local shop where I get cake. And there is one cake where it is a branded one. Okay? Where the quality is very good. Where it is a fresh cake. But that fresh cake will cost you nearly 100 rupees more than what you get in the local shop. I will always buy that branded cake. Even though I am paying that extra rupees, but I will buy that cake because I am satisfied with the taste, I am satisfied with its quality. The company is earning 100 rupees more than that local shop only because of its goodwill. So earning goodwill is very important and it is difficult also. A company earns a goodwill, doesn't buy the goodwill. Okay, company does buy the goodwill, that we will see later on. But to be branded, to have a reputation is very important, and to get that reputation and brand in the market, it takes years. And there are certain features which stands out, which makes them the best company, which gives them a brand. Okay, so there are many features. That features we will see later on. But now let's see what are the characteristics of goodwill. First thing is, a goodwill is an intangible asset, which we already know, which we have already seen in 11th standard. Intangible assets are those which we cannot see, touch or feel, but it has value. This had come for MCQ. Intangible assets, goodwill is an intangible assets, but is not fictitious assets. Is it true or false? Yes, it is not a fictitious assets. Now, some of you may be wondering, what are fictitious assets? Fictitious assets are those which are deferred revenue expenditure, which means these are the expenses for the longer term, which we are showing it in the assets, which has to be written off through some years, right? So it is is definitely not fictitious assets, but it is an intangible assets. This is the first feature. Does not have an existence separate from a business. Business and goodwill will go hand in hand. If there is no business, there is no goodwill. The more your business increases, the more it makes a profit, the more it becomes branded, the more your goodwill will increase. So it is always associated with the business. It cannot be separated from the business. Higher than the normal profits. When do you say the company has a goodwill? I told you, I purchased that cake from the branded shop rather than the local shop. So obviously, they are earning more than the profit. Their profit, the branded shop has more profit than the local shop. They are earning that extra money than the local shop. And that is why their goodwill is also increasing. If the goodwill of the branded shop keeps on increasing, even if they charge, if it is a 50 rupees, they charge 100 rupees, you people are willing to give that because it has a name, right? It has name, it has a brand, it has a quality. So we are willing to pay that extra. That company is earning that extra money, which the local shop is not earning, right? So this is higher than the normal profit. Normal profit is generally what other local shops earn, and we are earning more than that. That is goodwill. Exists due to various factors. Now, what are these various factors? That we will see later on. But the various factors, it can be the quality of the product. It can be the area where you are selling the product. There are many factors which will come to. So, these factors also make a goodwill. Next is, valuation is subjective as it depends on the assessment of the valuer. Is subjective as it depends on the assessment, which means goodwill is a judgment. When we are valuing goodwill, it is based on judgment. You cannot value a goodwill, you cannot value a brand. I can value any asset, tangible asset, which has a price tag, but I cannot value something that has grown gradually. The strength of the business, the brand of the business, the quality of the product, we cannot value these things. So it is very subjective. It can be assessed only by the valuer. It depends on who is assessing the goodwill. If they think that the goodwill is very much higher, they can value it more. If they think it is not that much, they can value it less. So it depends completely on who is doing the valuation. Next, we are going to do need for goodwill. And after need for goodwill, it will be factors affecting the value of goodwill. Why do we want to value goodwill? There are certain reasons and certain occasions when we will be valuing goodwill. If the company is going on normally, partnership, we are talking about partnership. If the partnership firm is going on smoothly, normally, there are no changes, then we need not value the goodwill. But when this comes into picture, when we feel the need to value the goodwill is when there is change in the profit sharing ratio. Change in profit sharing ratio of whom? Of partners. Suppose if there are 3 partners, A, B, C, their ratio is 1:1:1. This is the profit sharing ratio. And now they think that the ratio should be 3:2:1. Now they have decided that the profit sharing ratio will be 3:2:1. So if you see over here, where all were getting equal, one person will be gaining and one person will be sacrificing. That is the reason we need to value the goodwill. This we will see later on when we are doing the sums based on profit sharing ratio. Okay, this will definitely come into the picture. Next is when we are going to admit a new partner in the firm. Obviously, when the new partner comes into the firm, the existing partner will be sacrificing their share of profit. Again, we will value goodwill over there because goodwill is an intangible asset, and this asset, this share of profit should be distributed among the partners in which sacrificing and gaining ratio. Let us see that what is later. Retirement and death of a partner. If a person retires or dies, that person is leaving the firm. So for so many years, this person has worked in the firm. His share is also there in the firm. Later on, whatever the firm is going to earn the profit is based on that sacrifice of that retiring partner. So this retiring partner will get some share of goodwill. Right? Firm is sold. Now we are going to sell the firm. Again, we need to value the goodwill. Or 2 or more firms get amalgamated. Amalgamation is when they come together, they become one firm. Firm is converted into company. So these are the any changes changes that takes place. For 12th, we have this, okay, only till here we have, and then we have dissolution of the firm. So in all these 3 chapters we will be doing, in fact this is the 4th chapter. In all these 4 chapters we will be learning to value the goodwill. Okay, so how much share of goodwill will be taken by the new partner or the old partners, we will see that. Okay, first let's see how goodwill is to be valued, and then this valuation of goodwill will continue in each chapter. It will be there in all these chapters. So important this chapter is, because once you learn this concept of goodwill and valuation of goodwill, then continuously till the 4 chapters you need not think about it, because you have already done it in the 2nd chapter. So this is a continuous working which we have done, which we have to do later on also. Okay, now let's see the factors affecting the valuation of goodwill. Value of goodwill. Many times this has also come in MCQ, which are the factors affecting. They will give you 3-4 choices and you have to choose one. Okay, so let's see. There are more. I have written 6 over here. Later on again we will do. First is efficient management. Any management which is like provides service on time, there is perfect sales service, that looks after the employees very well, it is hygienic, it takes care of the laborers, such company is going to be is an efficient management. Okay, so like I can give an example of Infosys, HCL. These are known to be the best management companies. Management companies in the sense they take care of their employees, they take care of the well-being of the employees, and also they are making profits. So efficient management is overall where you're good at everything, right? You're making profits, you're expanding, you're also taking care of your employees. So all this is what efficient management, which I gave an example of Infosys or HCL. Favorable location. Now wherever your location is there, depending on that also your company will have a valuation. Whether, if suppose your company, your firm is in Bandra Kurla complex in Mumbai, then obviously that firm will have a high value, right? The goodwill of that firm will be high. Or it has in Silicon Valley, Bangalore, Gandhinagar, in Gujarat. So these are the places which have a high value, and the location, it is a favorable location. So in such places, wherever the companies, the firms or the restaurants are there, such companies, firms, their goodwill will always be high. It affects. Now if suppose the same firm, the same restaurant is in a very lower area, lower lying area, or not lower lying area, if suppose it is in a very slum area, then maybe you will not get that many customers. Because this is in a very posh locality, you might get more customers, right? Favorable contracts. Favorable contracts are now L&T. L&T is supposed to have many contracts, right? Whatever you contract to say, even if you see the bullet train contract that is happening, the bullet train that is happening in Gujarat, L&T has got the contract, right? So L&T is there in everything, road making, construction, anything, L&T will be there. So obviously the goodwill of L&T is higher. Longer establishment of business. Any business which you have heard from many years, your parents have heard, your grandparents have heard about it. Such business is there in the market for a longer period. So such business, such product will have a higher value, will have a high goodwill. Tata, for example, Reliance, for example. These companies are there from a long time, and that is why there is a trust in these companies. Okay, so they also have a high goodwill, more goodwill. Advantage patents. Now, advantage patents are generally, this applies to any where you are making medicines. Like for example, Biocon is there, right? Biocon is a company where they come up with many patents, and with these patents, the goodwill of the company also increases. The more patents you have in your name, the more goodwill you will earn, right? That is access to supplies. Access to supplies is when you are getting everything very easily and you see that your supply chain is very efficient. Now here I can give an example of Asian Paints. Asian Paints is known for its great supply management. So that is why that in case of supply management, Asian Paint's goodwill is very high. But as it is, we know Asian Paint product is also very good. Let's see the next. The next one is quality. How does the quality of a product affect value of goodwill? If the quality of the product is very good, right? Take leather or take any product that you are purchasing, right? If the quality is very good, if cakes, pastries, the quality is very good, obviously you will pay that extra money to buy that product. So quality plays an important role. Next is risk associated with the business. Now, for example, take Kota. Kota is a hub for NEET students, IIT, JEE students and all. Okay. So here already there are so many coaching classes in Kota. So if there any person who is running a coaching class will always have a threat of new classes coming into the picture, because they are going to lose few students over there, right? Few customers over there. So this is again a risky business where you know that always there will be new companies or new firms which will be coming into the picture, which will be again taking your customers away. Or if the firm is into imports and exports, now due to this all changes in policies, always now as we see from past 1 year, from the time Trump has become the president of US, there have been so many changes in the policies, the tariffs. Also this war happened. Now here the risk is of import and export. People, the firms which are in imports and exports, these people are facing the risk. The goodwill goes down over here. Next is nature of the business. Nature of the business is, if you're into a business of grocery, restaurant, clothing, there will be continuous demand for your product, right? Maybe sometimes more or sometimes less, or medicine, but there will definitely be demand for your product. Your goodwill will always be stable. But if you're making such a products which is like seasonal products, then there will be less demand for it, and the goodwill also will go down. There are many other factors, but these are the main factors which I have explained to you. Okay. In the next coming class, the next class, we are going to do what is purchased goodwill, what is self-generated goodwill, and slowly we are going to start with the valuation of goodwill, which will be numerical. Thank you. A request to you all. There are so many classes, online classes happening. Even I am aware. This is my just try to convey my best to the students. But if you all feel there is some flaws or some suggestion you want to give, please feel free. Comment box is there, you can write in the comment box, or numbers are provided to you all. You can always feel free to call. And if you have any doubt, you can call up and check with your doubts, solve your doubts. I'm free to it. Okay. But please let me know how do you find the classes, because so that if there is any suggestion, I can improvise on that. I can try to give more of what I can do. Like I want to teach, I want to explain so many things. So if I come to know that you all are satisfied with my teaching, then I feel motivated. I can do more. We will then start solving more questions. Okay, please do that, and please subscribe, and also tell your friends to subscribe for the channel.